Welcome back to Bold TV. I'm Philip Michael. So, Amazon had an interesting year in 2020. They made more money than ever, but they also had a lot of controversies. Now, longtime CEO Jeff Bezos is stepping down, and they're implementing new policies to make their workers happier. Here to talk about the rise of Amazon is senior executive editor at Bloomberg and author of the new book, Amazon Unbound, Jeff Bezos and the Invention of a Global Empire. Welcome, Brad Stone.
Hey, Philip. Good to see you.
Good to see you, brother. Now, Amazon went from a bookstore to a tech and retail giant that employs the second most people in the United States. How did that happen?
Well, I mean, a lot of people probably don't even remember Amazon started as a bookseller back in the mid-90s. And it happened because Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO, was never comfortable with that. He never stayed still. Every time he raised money, every time he, established a good relationship with customers, he expanded into other product categories, into the cloud business, into the Kindle, that e-reader 15 years ago, then Alexa more recently. I mean, that is the story I'm telling in this book. It's a relentless, restless, and maybe even somewhat ruthless CEO who was just, never satisfied with what he had achieved and always wanted to establish and increase Amazon's relationship with its customers.
Now, to that point, because you said that before, and that's actually what I wanted to ask. One of the things you hear Jeff Bezos say a lot is that, I don't know what it was he told the exact quote, but it's be afraid of your customers. That's like literally the only thing to fear is that. And he seems very obsessed with driving the customer experience. Now, going from a bookstore to a one-stop shop for everything, that's a tremendous type of leap. Now they're talking Now they're talking about buying MGM studios. They tried to buy AMC theaters last year. Do you think the next move is elevating film production or jumping into something else entirely? What do you see?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I call Amazon the everything store. And, one of the shelves in the everything store used to be DVDs and VHS tapes. And when that business went away, it led them into video streaming. And, Bezos is a competitive guy. He's been battling Netflix now for 10 plus years. He once thought about buying Netflix and didn't do it. That was probably a mistake. And both of those companies have realized that it's much cheaper to simply make your own movies or TV shows instead of licensing them from studios. And so that's what Amazon's been doing for 10 years. And now owning MGM, suddenly you get a lot of assets like the James Bond movies, Survivor, the TV show, the Rocky and Creed movies. And, they'll add that to their vault of video on Prime Video, which is free with a subscription, or IMDb TV, which is you don't need a subscription, but it has ads. And, and then they also get some firepower in terms of current productions underway, like the third Creed movie.
It's actually a real interesting point because one of the things that we saw with Eddie Murphy's Coming to America 2 was that with everything being shut down over the past year and they couldn't find a home for the movie theaters and make a big splash that way, they ended up going to Amazon, I believe. So we're going to see more of that. Is that a manifestation of that strategy early on? Is that what you're seeing?
It's the future of entertainment. I mean, cinemas will come back. Hopefully, I'm rooting for that. But these companies streaming video and TV shows, over the internet, either to people with a subscription or ad supported. That's the future. Clearly, that's why Disney is getting into the game with Disney Plus and Apple TV Plus and Warner Media selling its assets to from AT&T and going to Discovery. The MGM deal, Amazon's out there bidding for NFL rights and locked up Thursday night games. And they want to do more of that. These are the new TV networks. And this is a slow motion change in the entertainment industry with Amazon leading the way.
Now, Amazon has its hands, obviously, with that massive expansion and growth in so many buckets. They're sort of everywhere. In your opinion, is it too big and should it be broken up, spun off into different business divisions? What are your thoughts here? Is it too big for its own good?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to sort of evangelize on one side or the other, but I do think that the company needs to be better understood, which is why I wrote the book. And you're right, it's a retailer, it's an entertainment company, it's a cloud computing platform, and oftentimes it uses the advantages in one of those categories to create advantages and get into another. I mean, they're now stamping out grocery stores all over the country, these Amazon Fresh grocery stores, in addition to Whole Foods, and using their technology. So I do think it needs to be looked at, and some of the ways in which Amazon, toys and tinkers with its search engine to prioritize its own products. Those are really ripe areas for regulatory scrutiny.
Now, we're almost out of time now. One big question that I think is the $1 trillion question. Founder, longtime CEO Jeff Bezos, he's stepping down. Without Bezos, what does Amazon look like to you?
Yeah, well, Philip, I mean, we almost don't have to answer the question because while he's giving up the CEO job, he says he's going to be executive chairman. You know, that sounds like someone who's going to continue to meddle in the business, at least in, you know, sponsoring new product initiatives. That's kind of always what he's done for the past few years. And then Andy Jassy, the new CEO, is sort of a Bezos disciple. So, you know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I don't think we're going to see many changes at Amazon, at least in the short term.
So he's still going to be behind the curtain, calling the shots and making decisions.
Pulling the strings.
Awesome. So tell us about your book. Where can we find your book?
Yeah, Amazon Unbound, you know, your local friendly neighborhood bookstore. And then certainly the big online retailers like Amazon are selling it as well.
So you can find Amazon with the guy behind you right there on the book cover on his platform. Your Amazon book on Amazon. Can't wait to read it. Thank you so much for being here today, Brad.
Thanks, Philip.
All right, and thank you all for watching. Make sure to follow Bold TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a great day, and I'm out of here.